So it's going to work the same time as the last boot camp. Same way, same time. It's going to work the same way as our last boot camp. I'm going to show you a question. All right. Has a time allocation. So I'll start my timer. It says 10 minutes. I will keep quiet for 10 minutes. Maybe take questions if there are any questions while you guys work. After the 10 minutes, I will be doing corrections and you give yourself a mark out of the total marks so that we see where you stand for the exams. Okay, I hope we are ready. There are 55 of us in here, excluding myself and Simone. So yeah, remember this is paper 1 still. This is a mark allocation on the side. So I'm giving you guys 10 minutes. It is 15:05 right now. At 15:15, I will be discussing this, doing corrections, and we will take questions and see how we can help us be more prepared and ready for the upcoming exams. Okay, so your 10 minutes have started. Okay, now it's 15:06. Your 10 minutes have started. Please work on this question, okay? Do it as best as possible. Think of it as an exam. You wouldn't just leave it blank, right? So don't leave it blank. Try it. Try as many of it as possible, and we'll see where you may or may not have scored marks. No, Matemba can't see my screen. There we go. Someone has posted so nicely. Someone has a nice summary for everything, I think. The pros of Zoom. Okay, let me keep quiet. I said I was going to keep quiet. I'm quiet. 10 minutes have started. I'm here if you have any questions. Oh yes, I forgot to mention something very important. If you are done, let's change our emoji of the day. If you are done, please post a fire emojis in the chat. Okay, send a fire emoji in the chat, then I will know you are done with the whole question, not just A or B or C, with all 4 of them. Okay, cool. It's okay now, welcome. We are doing the question that is up on the board right now. I have given you 10 minutes, okay? So do as much of it as possible, and then we'll be doing corrections after that.
Guys, nobody's talking, so that's why you can't hear anything. We're just giving you your 10 minutes to do the sums, and once the 10 minutes is over, then we'll come back and we'll mark. So you won't hear anything for the next, I think there's like 8 minutes remaining.
We are halfway through, so we have 5 minutes left. You should be about halfway with this question on the board right now. Hey, blessing is in the building, and I see a couple of fire emojis, which is beautiful. We still have 3 minutes left. Simone coming through with our exam tips, as how beautiful is that? Exam tip number 1 brought to us by Simone. If you have extra time, check your answers. So I hope everyone who is done is heeding to this advice and is checking their answers. Renente is writing on Monday. Don't worry. I have no doubts that you will kick nuts. We have 1 minute left. Okay, and that is time. There's our lovely exam tip number 1. If you have any extra time, check your work. Okay, let us see how we have done with this one. So the first one is a factorization problem. Okay, so I'm gonna write it here because I can just see I'm gonna run out of space. So I'm gonna say A. We're gonna have 2 brackets because of the x squared, right? So 2 brackets equals 0. The factors of x squared are x and x. Now, based on the second symbol over here, all right, that tells us that one bracket is going to be positive and one is going to be a negative. That's a negative. That means the 2 brackets have 2 different symbols. Now, the factors of 10 are 1 and 10. Yes, Madison, different signs. Now, the factors of 10 that we're going to use to get to 7, we have 1 and 10. We have 5 and 2. And I just realized why this is not going to work. Because we needed 5 and 2, but they have to be the same symbol. So let's make that a plus. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Did anyone else notice that, or did we not notice that? Nope. Because if they're different signs, it's not going to come together. It's going to be -5 plus 2, which will give us a 3. So that was supposed to be a plus. Should have checked it. Sorry. Don't kill me, please. I beg. All right. And then you split your 2 brackets. Yes, Tammy note and to me, guys. You're supposed to speak up when you notice these things. Okay. Yes, Chief. Are you going to finish this with me? Chief is going to finish this with me. Chief?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
So you would separate the 2 brackets and say, therefore, x plus 5 equals 0, or x plus 2 equals 0.
There we go. And then what?
And then you would say, therefore, x is equal to -5, or x is equal to -2.
Beautiful, Chief. That was brilliant. Beautiful.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Okay, let's hear.
So when you factorize, ma'am, how would you know whether you must change to the signs, like one must be positive, one must be negative, or both have to be positive? How would you know which signs to use?
Let me show you quickly. Do you see the one that I just made up on the right here?
Yes.
X squared plus 4 plus 4x. So you have to look at this second symbol over here. You see it? The one that goes with the constant.
Yes, ma'am.
If that one is positive, then your 2 brackets will have the same sign. Okay?
Yes.
And if it's negative, they will have different
signs.
You see why when I started, I thought they were going to have different signs.
Yes, ma'am.
So with the different signs, it just means one's a positive, one's a negative. But let's say you establish that they're going to have the same sign. You have to decide, is it both positives or both negatives, right? The way you're going to know that is by looking at the first one. So if the first one is positive, they're going to be positive, positive. Or if the first one is negative, they're going to be negative, negative. That's how you can tell.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Someone says, must we not use FOIL? Remember, we just factorized because we're trying to solve for x. We're not expanding, okay? So you need to make it into factors and then solve for x. In this case, we always have 2 possible solutions because it's a x squared. Okay, Kwezi, do you have a question?
Afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, so one of the tips that my teacher helped me with this section is that the sign of the middle term goes to the bigger number. So maybe I could help you or help other people with the equation if they get lost at that step.
Okay, I get what you mean. So if that's if they are different, because in this case we both had both positives, né? But if
Yes,
they are
ma'am.
different, then yes, that is a beautiful exam tip brought to you by Kwezi. The sign, the first sign is always the sign for the bigger factor. Thank you very much, Kwezi. That
You're
makes very
welcome.
lot of sense. Let's hear Nzako. Nzako, do you have a question?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, do you mind re-explaining the equation?
Okay, over here. The
Yes,
original one we did.
Yes, please.
Okay, you saw that I changed this to a plus, right? So it's x squared plus 7x plus 10. You saw that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have to put this equation, quadratic equation, into factors. So that means you have to factorize, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So then that means you're going to have two brackets. So you have bracket 1 and bracket 2. For both your brackets, your first term has to be factors of x squared. The only way we can get x squared in Sako is by saying x times x. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
That's why I put an x and an x there. You good with that one?
Yes.
Good. And now we have to decide in our brackets, do I have a plus minus, a plus plus, or a negative negative, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So the way you decide that is you look at this second symbol over here. The second symbol, is it a plus or a negative?
It's a plus.
It's a plus. Now let's look at my little notes that I made over here. It says if it's a plus, both your brackets will have the same sign. And if it's a negative, both your brackets will have different signs.
Oh,
So in this case, if it's a plus, that means it has to have?
a plus, because same sign.
It has to have the same signs. Okay, so they're either both positive or they are both negative. That's what it tells us, okay? And then we go look at the second one, the first one here. That one is the one that tells us that they are both positive, positive. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
There we go. And now we have to decide the numbers that go here. We want factors of 10 that add up to 7. What are the factors of 10, Zako?
Factors of 10. So basically, 1 times 10, also 5. 5 times 2, sorry. 5 times
There
2.
we go. Now, Zako, 1 times 10 is not going to give us 7, right? If you say 10 plus 1, that's going to give us
Exactly.
11. That's not what we
Yeah.
want. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
That's how you decide that you're going to use 5 and 2, because 5 plus 2 adds up to 7. You see?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So now that you have your two factors, you're going to split these two brackets up. So you're going to say, therefore, x plus 5, which is this bracket, is equal to 0, or x plus 2 is equal to 0.
Okay.
Now you just solve for x. The reason we do this, Nzako, is because these two brackets are multiplied. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
So if one of them are a 0, then the whole thing will be 0, because anything times 0 will give you an answer of 0.
Okay.
Do you see?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's where this comes from. It comes from that concept that anything times 0 is 0. So either the first bracket is a 0 or the second bracket is a 0. Then you solve for x.
Yeah.
So this 5 will go over and this 2 will go over. That's how we end up with negative 5 or negative 2.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. So that was only 2 marks, guys, which means your teachers are only going to mark the final solution. So try not to make too many mistakes with this one. Let's try number B. Number B, we're first going to distribute this side. So it's going to be 2x minus 6 equals 5x minus 9. Now we have x's on 2 sides and and constants on 2 sides. So we're going to move the 6 over to that side and the 5 over to that side. So you're going to have 2x minus 5x is equal to negative 9 plus 6. So you're going to have negative 3x is equal to negative 3. Divide by 3 on both sides, negative 3, therefore x is 1. Let's check mark allocation for this one. Distribution has to be the first mark, okay? And then adding your like terms has to be another mark. We need one for dividing by 3. Oh, but that's only 2 marks as well. Ooh, never mind, that's only 2 marks. It's only 2 marks. So it's probably going to be this part and your final answer. So the division and the final answer. Kuliso, please DM Simone. She'll be able to help you. I can see your DM. Okay, that was number B. Let me go on the side to do number C and D quickly, because we do have to get to paper 2. I'm going to do all of them, then take questions after that. Let's do number C. Number C says x divided by 3 minus 2 is equal to negative 3. You're first going to take this 2 over. So you're going to be left with x over 3 equals negative 3 plus 2. Then x divided by 3 will be equal to negative 1. Now to get rid of this 3, you have to times by 3 over 1, times by 3 over 1. These 3's will cancel out. So on the left you'll have, therefore, x equals negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. This is 3 marks. So the first one is going to be for taking this over, then for timesing by 3, and your final answer. Okay, let me do number D, which is much longer. Much longer. Don't worry, guys. I see your hands. We're going to do questions just now. Okay, let's take this down so we can do number D. So number D says x minus 3 squared is equal to x squared plus 3. So first you have to square this bracket. So x minus 3 squared means x minus 3 times x minus 3 equals x squared plus 3. Here you FOIL. So x squared minus 3x minus another 3x plus 9 is equal to x squared plus 3. This looks like it was going to be quadratic, but if you look at this, if you take this x squared over to that side, it's going to be x squared minus x squared, so they're going to cancel out. Negative 3x minus 3x is negative 6x plus 9 is equal to 3. These cancel out, so you have negative 6x plus 9 equals 3. Take your 9 over to the other side, so you have negative 6x is equal to 3 minus 9. 3 minus 9. So negative 6x is equal to negative 6. Divide both sides by negative 6. Therefore, x is 1. 4 marks. Let's see, where did I start? Okay, you have to have a mark for answering your FOIL. Adding like terms, perhaps dividing, and your final answer. So give yourself a mark out of, in total, this question was out of how much? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Give yourself a mark out of 11. Okay, let's see hands. Chief, I see your hand is up.
Ma'am, for C, I want to ask a question. How would you know you have to times by 3 over 1?
Because you divided by 3. What's the inverse operation of division?
Multiplication.
Remember, we want to get rid of the 3, right? So let me show you on the side here. What we had was x over 3. So if you times by 3 over 1, what's going to happen to those 3's?
They're going to fall away.
They're going to cancel each other. 1, 1. So that's why. You see?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
There we go. Okay, let's see. Let's hear what Asavela has to ask. Yes, Asavela.
Hi, ma'am. I wanted to ask
Yes.
for question B. Where you
Yes.
divide with 3, ma'am, is it a lowest common denominator?
No. Remember, what's 2 minus 5? We had a 2x minus 5x, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How much is 2 minus 5?
-3.
-3. So we're trying to get rid of what's around the x. So if you divide, the reason we divide by -3 is because the -3 was the coefficient of x. Do you see that? What's going to happen
Yes,
to
ma'am.
those two -3s?
They're going to cancel each other out.
That's what we want. You see?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
But what you do on one side, you have to go and do on
The
the
other
other.
side.
That's why. Okay. Let's hear what Madison has to ask.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
I just have a question for B.
B,
And I'm
yes.
not sure if this is correct, but ma'am, I moved 5x minus 9 to the other side, and then I made it a quadratic equation. And like I said, 2 brackets x minus 3 brackets, and then bracket -5x minus 9 is equal to 0. And then I said 2 is equal to 0 or x is equal to 3.
But you'll never get an x squared, right? Remember, you can only get an x squared if we're multiplying. So let's say we moved it. You're going to have 2 times x minus 3 minus 5x plus 9. This is what you had, equals 0,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And then when you do the distributive law, you're going to have 2x minus 6 minus 5x plus 9. There is no x squared there. Do you see?
Yes, ma'am.
That's why it won't work. Remember, when you're adding like terms, we only add the coefficients. We don't change the variables and exponents.
Okay, thanks, ma'am.
You're welcome. Fatima? Fatima?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, I don't understand number D.
Where specifically did I lose you?
At like the first step. So, ma'am, how like
Boiling.
is it? What do they call this? Expand. You expand.
Is it?
Is it the way you use the expanding method, ma'am?
Yes.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank you,
Because
ma'am.
x minus 3 squared just means there are two of these brackets.
Yes,
so it's
ma'am.
x minus 3 times the same bracket, x minus 3. And then you FOIL it. So you say x times x first,
Or
and then
you
the outer one's
switch.
x times -3, and then inner, and then last. You see?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
There we go. You're welcome. Was Fatima the last one? I think so. Okay, I haven't seen any marks except one person, I think. Tammy got 11. Someone got an 8. That's good. I hope you see where your mistakes were. Kwezi got 11 as well. Jumi got 11. Nontantra got 9. Okay, so we're not doing too badly. 10. Paper 1 is a lot of algebra. So if you did well in this, then you are on the safe side. Okay, I'm going to skip this one because I really want to get to geometry now. So I'm going to do this. And I'm going to rig my own paper. Let's do this. There we go, there we go, there we go. Now let's start with paper 2 stuff. I just really felt like I needed to do paper 1. Specifically, algebra. Okay, now we are on paper 2 stuff. Guys, any idea? Okay, no, I'm not supposed to do that. You have 3 minutes to do this one. It's 15:35. At 15:38, I'll be stopping the time for us to do the corrections for this one. Okay, we have 3 minutes. I hope we have started already for this one. Let me call it number 1. I know, Yoli, I know. A lot of schools haven't. And it's a paper 2 topic though. Yoli, tell me, do you have a paper 2? Are you writing 2 papers in your exams, during your exams? No. Oh, that's awkward. Okay, I'm about to launch a poll now. Can you guys just take time to answer the poll quickly? I just want to see something. Just quickly, while we finish off the time for doing this question. You didn't forget it, darling. It's at the end. So a lot of people haven't covered it. I think a lot of teachers just focus on doing paper 1 properly. Okay, Engelisha is finished, but this is grade 8 stuff as well, guys. So if you remember it, just do it. This is grade 8 work. Then just say no. If you're not sure, say no. No, it's not. It's not a felony. It's not a felony. Luckily, there is some algebra here, though. There's some equations, so we'll just take advantage of that. Okay, that is time. So I'm going to end the poll. I'm going to take a picture of this. It will. Okay. Okay, for those of us who know how to do this, anyone, Tammy, let's hear what Tammy has to say. Tammy, do you have a question?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, I'd like to do this one with you, answer the question.
Okay, beautiful. So we're going to have statement and reason. Let's hear what Tammy did.
Okay, ma'am. So I'm going to write 102 degrees minus 2y equals to 78 degrees. Ma'am, the reason is because it's vertical opposite angles.
Thank you very much. 102 minus 2y is equal to 78 degrees, and these are vertically opposite angles. Okay, no idea what to do for there. Now it's just pure algebra, right?
Yes, ma'am. Then you're going to have negative 2y equals to 78 degrees minus 102.
Okay, and then
And then, ma'am, negative 2y equals to negative 24.
negative 24. Okay,
And then, ma'am, you're going to divide both sides by negative 2.
negative 2. So then your final answer.
Therefore, y is equals to 12.
12 degrees. Thank you very much, Tammy. That was beautiful.
Pleasure, ma'am.
Okay. So this is 3 marks, all right? The first thing you're going to get correct is your statement saying that the angles that are vertically opposite one another are equal, okay? This is a vertex, and angles that are vertically opposite one another will be equal. So you get 1 mark for saying 102 degrees minus 2y is equal to 78. 1 mark for your reason, which is that they are vertically opposite, and then you solve everything and you get 1 mark for your final answer. Okay. So geometry is, I think there's enough people in here writing geometry for me to cover this. If not, just focus on the algebra aspect of this, because this is still algebraic equations. Can you see? We have a variable there, we have constants, and we are applying the rules of algebra. So just practice that. All right. Nonkulego got 3 out of 3. Nyerise, Kwezi. Beautiful. Okay, are we ready for the next one? This one will be 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's not this one because this is very long for 5 minutes. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 minutes long. Giving you guys 7 minutes. Please work out all the angles. Let me circle them. Angle number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's do all angles. I'll scroll up just now. I just want to move these down. There we go. 7 minutes. For those of you who are not writing geometry, let me give you something to do on the side. Okay, those of you not doing geometry, please do these 2 equations that are on the side. I'm trying to accommodate both of you guys. Okay, we should be close to done with both topics. Remember, if you're focusing on geometry, do not panic. You will just be able to watch this video and watch the algebra part, okay? Okay, Fatima, let me answer that for you. A would be about out of 2 marks. And B would be maybe 3 marks. Okay, so for X, people are done. Can you see it? Raise your hand so you can do it with me. Okay, it looks like we're almost done, most of us. Yes, you may, no kululeko. The most practice you can get, the better. If you're done with one side and you want to do the other side, then do it. I actually just noticed I didn't really time this. It's fine. Okay, can you see left? You can unmute.
Hello, ma'am.
Oh, hello, can you see left? Are you doing algebra or geometry?
Algebra, ma'am.
Algebra. Okay, let's hear.
Oh, ma'am, I'd like to do A. Ma'am, it's for A, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, we're gonna say 2x is equals to 3 minus 4.
4 minus 3. Remember, you're moving the 3, right?
Oh, so, yes, ma'am. 4 minus 3.
There we go.
And then, ma'am, after that, you're gonna say 2x is equals to 1, ma'am. You're gonna say it is equals to 1. And then, ma'am, you're gonna say 2x divided by 2 and 1 divided by 2. 2x divided by 2, which is x, is equals to 1 over 2.
Beautiful. Okay, so your first mark is going to come from taking this over successfully, and your last mark is going to come from your answer. That is 2 marks. Okay. You are still very, yes, you may, Matthew. Yes, you may answer in the chat. Do I have anyone who wants to do geometry? Let me hear what Nonkululek wants to do. Geometry.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon.
Ma'am, I'm doing geometry.
Geometry. Okay, which angle?
1.
Number 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's hear what you said.
Ma'am, I said that it's 26 degrees.
Okay, how did you get it?
Angles on a straight line add up to 180.
Beautiful. So it's adjacent angles on a straight line. So you're going to say 180 C1 is equal to 180 minus 154. And that is how much again? 26,
Pardon?
I believe. You said 26 degrees, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. Thank you. Are you only doing that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Ma'am, I
Let's
can
have
do
some
more, but
do more. I love it when you guys
okay.
do more.
Okay, ma'am. And then I got 154 for number 2.
Okay, number 2 is 154. Reason?
Vertically opposite angles are equal.
Beautiful. Vertically opposite angles. Thank you. Okay, let's hear what other people have to say. Asavela, do you want to do another one?
Yes, ma'am. Can I please do the one with the algebraic expression, ma'am? B.
Okay, let's do number B.
So, ma'am, for B, I first said 5x minus, I took the x to the other side. So I said 5x minus x equals 4. And then I took the 4 from the 5x and I put it on the other side and I got positive 4.
Beautiful.
And then, ma'am, I said 4x is equals to 8. And then I divided 4x by 4 and I divided 8 by 4 and I got the answer x is equals to 2.
Beautiful. That's correct.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, let's see our mark allocation. I said it was out of 3 marks. So it's going to be this 2 swapping stuff and your final answer. So taking x over and having negative x, taking 4 over and having positive 4, divide by 4 all of them, final answer is x equals 2. So if your hand is up because you want to do algebra, take it down. Tammy?
Ma'am, can I do number 5?
Number 5, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So the answer for number 5 is 154 because it's corresponding angles.
Beautiful. What's your other part of your reason?
Ma'am, I only have corresponding angles.
Oh, we don't want to lose marks. You need to tell me that XY is parallel to ZW.
Oh, okay, yes, ma'am. I forgot that.
Remember, if you don't say that reason, you lose marks, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful, Tammy. Okay, I'm going to do
can
the
I
rest
also
of
do
them.
number 3?
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Yes, number?
Number 3.
Number 3. How much is 3?
Number 26 degrees.
Reason?
Co-interior angles.
Ah, you did with co-interior. Co-interior angles. Again, you need to say XY is parallel to ZW.
Then the
You want
other
to do
reason
another one?
can also be vertical opposite.
Yes. So you could have said vertically opposite angles for number 3, guys. Pay attention, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And then
You could have said
number
number 3 is vertically opposite angles. So we have 1, 2, 3. Number 4.
Number 4 is also 26 degrees.
Also 26. Which reason?
Alternative angles.
Number 4 is number 4. Oh, alt angles. Oh. And our color lines. Okay, you want to do the rest of them? We're left with just 6 and 7.
Ma'am, number 7 is, okay, let's do number 6 first. Ma'am, number 6 is also 154 degrees.
154. Reason?
Vertical opposite angles.
Vertically opposite. Oh.
And then ma'am,
Almost
XY
root 2. So 7 is?
And it's also 26 degrees.
26. Reason?
And it can be corresponding.
And
it can also be vertical opposite.
Vertical. Beautiful, Tammy. Okay, mark allocation for the geometry is 1 per angle. So it's going to be 7 marks. So you give your mark out of 7. Ooh, 5 out of 5 for algebra. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Okay. We're getting somewhere. People who did geometry out of 7, how did we do? Remember, you only get your mark if you have the correct reason, including your parallel lines. If you don't include your parallel lines, you're going to lose a mark for that. Yes, 7 out of 7. Nkululeko. Tammy. I'm here for it. Matthew got 5. I got 6, 5. I hope you see where our mistakes are. Okay. I hope you see our mistakes are. Okay. Let us try this one. This one over here. And for our algebra babies, this was out of okay. So time for this one, I'm going to give you 7 minutes. You have 7 minutes to do geometry. You may start now. For my algebra people, on the side over here, here's our new questions. Okay, number C, I'm going to say x squared minus 17. No, that's too easy. Minus 2x plus that's 3 times 5. 15. Minus 15 actually. I want us to do one with a negative at the end. Algebra people, your first one is up, equals 0. And your second one plus x minus 30 equals 0. There are our second two ones for algebra. You both have same amount of time, and I only looked at the time now. So at 4:05, we will be checking both sides. If you're done with one side and want to try the other one, go for it. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Fatima, raise your hand, darling. Let's hear. Oh, your hand is up. Yes, Fatima.
Ma'am, I wanted help with number B.
Okay, number B is on the screen.
Ma'am, doesn't it the sign? Yes, ma'am. So I don't get this. Ma'am, doesn't the sign change when you like get it and you transposing?
We are. Remember the x was on the other side. The
Like,
question
and
was
you putting like
5x,
text together.
5x minus 4 is equal to x plus 4. That was the
Yes.
question, right? So let's transpose one at a time. If you take this 4 over, what does it become?
Becomes minus.
Look, what is it now?
Oh, it becomes positive.
Do you see why we have
positive, ma'am.
positive 4s?
Yes.
Great. And then when you
Then
take
how
this
did the x
over,
become negative?
do you see?
Yes.
Did I answer your question?
But like, ma'am, I'm still lost. How did x become negative?
What is it now? Before you move it, what is it now?
Oh, positive. It does a positive. When you transpose, it becomes a negative. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Now I see why it's my mistake. Thank you, ma'am.
Matthew, do you have a question?
Oh, no, ma'am. I'm done with the problem.
Okay, let's just give everyone a chance to finish. Don't put your hand down. We'll be answering my first one, okay? All right. Also to check number C. Recheck number C. No, that's fine. Number C is fine. Oh, geez, Minenhle, don't you have a charger? Oh, that's terrible. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. For all the ones that paid for it. Quiz is done. Remember when you're done to send a fire emoji? Every time I say that, I think of a song called Fire Emoji. And I can't help because I feel like I'm sing it. Mhm. We have 1 minute to go. 1 minute. Then we'll be discussing both sides. For those of you who are going to be kicked out, you can get access to the videos. This is being recorded. Okay, that is time. Let's hear what Chief, whose hand was up before this? There was someone else. Now it's gone. Chief,
Hi, ma'am.
hello. Do you want to do one?
Yes, ma'am.
Which one?
2Z.
Okay, this side. Let's hear.
So, ma'am, for 2Z, I got 95 degrees. And I
Okay.
said it's supplementary angles.
Okay, give me the steps so I can understand where you.
So I said 180 degrees minus 85 degrees, which then equals to 95 degrees.
Oh, okay. But look, they have to be on a straight line. Do you see that?
Yes.
So if you're going to use that method, then you have to say 85 degrees plus 2z plus 3z. Do you think that's also part of the straight line? There's all straight line over here.
Yes.
That will give you 180 degrees. And our reason is adjacent angles on a straight line. I know in my school we don't take supplementary angles, but if your teacher takes it, then that's fine. But to be safe, just say adjacent angles on a straight line, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like terms. So you're gonna take the 180, the 85 over, and it's gonna be 180 minus 85 equals 5z. Do you see?
Yes.
So 5z equals 95. Then you divide both sides by 5. Take this out, it's in my way. Divide both sides by 5, divide both sides by 5. Therefore, 1z will actually equal 95 divided by 5, which is 19 degrees, 19. You see?
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. So now we know 1z is 19 degrees.
But ma'am, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So all these angles, do they have to equal to 260 degrees? Because it's a
Yes.
circle.
Yes.
So even if you have a different answer, but it still equals to 360 degrees, will it be correct?
A different answer for z.
Like for the whole sum, if you have like different angles, but they still equal to 360 degrees, will it be correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you,
It'll be
ma'am.
fine. You're welcome. Okay, so for x, if we check x, guys, x is directly vertically opposite to 85 degrees. Okay, so you can say x is equal to 85 degrees because it's vertically opposite angles. All right, and then y can be worked out by angles on a straight line that way, or you can say it's vertically opposite to 2z plus 3z. So I'm going to go with the angles on a straight line because that seems easier for me. So I'm going to say y is equal to 180 minus 85 because it's adjacent angles on a straight line. Therefore, y is 95. Let's do mark allocations. Okay. So you're gonna have to have one for this whole kerfuffle over here. So it's 85 plus this equals 180. That is nope, correct with your reason. Okay. This as well with reason. This is gonna be 2 marks. And then for the whole solving, that's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marks. So give yourself a mark out of 6 for that one. Give yourselves a mark out of 6. Let's do our algebra part for our algebra peoples over here in the building. Okay. Of course, it's going to score up too much. So for algebra, your 2 brackets were supposed to be for number C. Let me write it over here. Number C, your 2 brackets are going to be x plus 3, x minus 5 equals 0. Therefore, x plus 3 equals 0, or x minus 5 equals 0. Therefore, x is negative 3, or x is 5. Okay, this has to be 3 marks. You're going to have the first mark for factorizing correctly. The last mark is going to be for both answers, and this one is going to be for splitting your 2 brackets. Let's check for number D. Okay. And then it doesn't want to change my color of my font, of course. There we go. For number D, my 2 brackets. Okay, we want something that's going to equal positive 1. Oh, I got it. The factors of 30 that equal positive 1. Jeez, give me a second. My pen is, yeah. Here we go. X plus 6 and x minus 5 equals 0. Therefore, x plus 6 equals 0, or x minus 5 equals 0. Therefore, x is negative 6, or x is 5. Same mark allocations, okay? Factorizing 2 equations, final answer. So out of 6 for that one and out of 6 for this one. Give us a mark out of 6 in the chat. Let's see how everyone did. Go rapid. It can't be 10 and 3 because they have to add up to positive 1. Do you see that? They have to add up to positive 1. So it has to be a 6 and a negative 5 because 6 minus 5 is going to be 1. There we go. As long as you see, oh, I see a lot of 6 out of 6s and a lot of, oh, I see my mistake. Tegan, do you have a question? I see your hand just went up.
Ma'am, I was wondering how the x plus 6 is equals to 0, right? So I was wondering how is x equals to negative 6?
Remember, Tegan, when you solve for x, you have to get rid of the 6. What happens when it goes over to the other side?
Ma'am,
If it was
x
positive, then it becomes
negative.
Do you see why there's a negative 6?
Yes, ma'am.
There we
Thank
go.
you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see, Fatima. Yes, Fatima.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can I please ask, ne? You see at D and C.
Yes.
Ma'am, does it always end at
like when you write x, therefore x is 6 or x is 5, does it always end there or does it continue? Does it depend
No,
on the mark
that's the end.
allocation or what?
That's the end. Once you get to x equals something,
Or
then
that,
you're done.
no, like you get it, like I'm saying by the method, ma'am.
Here.
Yes. Like, ma'am, does it depend on the mark allocation? Instead of saying 3, they can say like it's out of 5 or 4.
If they say
That's
out of
when you have to
5,
like,
then maybe there's extra steps. Look here, if there was a 2 in front of this, Fatima, that means there would be a 2 there, right?
yes.
That means you would still have to keep going because you'll have to divide by 2. That's an extra mark. So it depends on the question. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Because do you know what I did, ma'am? I continued and I got visor somewhere.
Yeah. So when you get to where you can't solve, as soon as you get to an answer that says x is 6, then you can stop. But
Yes,
x has to be on its own. There can't be anything else around x. No coefficient, no constant, nothing. It must just be x on the left. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Well, you're welcome. I think we deserve a break, which is over there. Okay. Would you rather live on the beach or in a cabin in the woods? Let's hear what everybody has to say. Cabin in the woods or beach? Ma'am, can we get any question that shows how we should continue just in case? We'll do, Inga. Beach. Everyone says beach. Thank you, Chief. I would rather be in the woods. And Oliver, and Kwesi, and Melo Gutle. Simone, where would you rather be?
Definitely beach. The woods is creepy.
Simone. It's fine. You can mute again. I'm okay.
Think about the amount of horror movies that have taken place in some sort of foresty, woodsy place.
It will have security. Exactly. It's calming. So you want, have you seen Durban in school holidays, Simone? You want to live there? Okay.
Okay, but maybe my beach is like on a private island beach.
Which is so security risk, Simone. Your point is not coming to it. It's falling apart. It is falling apart. It's fine, guys. Betray me, it's okay. Would you rather climb the highest mountains or swim in the deepest sea? Everybody who said they want to live on the beach, you better say you're going to swim in the deepest sea. I can you like the beach so much. Let's hear.
No. We like the beach, but we just like to look at the beach. We don't want to be in there.
Yes, Simone, just stick to your choice. I chose this wisely. I knew what I was doing. Leave us cabin people to climb, okay? You guys love the water so much, so go swim there. Look at everyone ditching the sea now. Hey, Sanda would swim. You're braver than us. You are braver than us. I wouldn't go to the deepest sea, guys. It's dark and cold and scary down there. I would not. I'm sorry. Next one says, would you rather smell like onions or garlic? Oof. Woo. Onions. Everyone's saying onions. Nobody would rather smell like garlic.
I am going to be honest and say I'm going to go with garlic.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, but garlic is a pungent smell. It's like it hits you.
I love the smell of garlic though. Like the smell of garlic bread, my favorite thing.
We're not talking about the nice garlic. We're talking about, you know that leftover smell? You know when you eat garlic and like an hour later, you have that stale smell.
Yeah, it's a hard choice because sometimes like I have smelled people that smell like onions and it's just not great. Not great.
I'd go with onions. I'm sorry. Garlic is a very pungent smell. Like it smacks you in the face. It's like, exactly. Oh, let's see. Would you rather never have homework again or be paid to do your homework? Let's see. These kids will have monies. Would you rather never? Everyone said paid. Not a single person canceled homework. You just want money. Oh, Fatima. Fatima's like, I'd rather never do homework. And Liema. Oh, you guys like money. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this. I can't believe even you, Ingas. English is and Nomatam Sanga are making good choices. Vus cash. Only money that I want. You never give me. Maybe stop. Maybe stop. That is the rest of that is the last of our break. We have 10 minutes left to do another question. You will give me. You never give me. You will give me. Of course, I wasn't gonna leave you guys with such an easy question. We know me, right? So I'm gonna give you guys 6 minutes to do this. I know it says 9 minutes, but we don't have that enough time, and I want to be able to discuss it. Okay, no other way. You give me. Sorry, you guys are distracting me. So you guys must work out Q, P, Q, R, N, and M. Algebra people, didn't forget you, darlings. Okay. I need to look for one that has a coefficient so that we know what happens when you have to continue. Give me a second. Where's my pen? Geometry people, I hope you have started already. Okay, what can I do for algebra? Okay, I'm going to give you in factors already. That's the first one. And B, we're going to say, how about an exponential one? Just to like end off with a bang, just like the algebra. I mean, the geometry people. That's a dot, so it's times. There we go. Can we do FOIL in algebra? No, we are not expanding, remember? From here, you need to split the brackets. So you split the brackets. So the first bracket equals 0, or the second bracket equals 0. And then you solve from there. Oh yes, thank you, Crazy. Beautiful point. Let's see, where are my parallel lines? Okay. For everyone who's doing geometry, Quizzy has told me a very important piece of information, that there are no letters out there. Let's call them A, B, and C, D. There's a minute left. Just do as much as you can. Don't worry about not finishing, because our time is almost up. Beautiful. We have people who are done. It's going to give you a couple more seconds to get as far as possible. Okay. I'm going to write down the solutions and then I'll take questions, because I think that's all we might have time for right now. So let me do this. I'm getting better at drawing, not so straight lines. Okay, N is 51, vertically opposite angles. Okay. N plus 55 is 180. Adjacent angles straight. Therefore, N is what's 180 minus 55, 125. Okay. Done with N and M. Okay. I'll take opposite angles. And then Q, there's a few ways to do Q. How am I going to do it? Okay, I'm going to use angles in a triangle. I didn't even use the parallel lines. Please raise your hand if you use the parallel lines for something, because I'm clearly not using them. So what was N? N was 55 plus 70 plus Q is 180, interior angles of a triangle. Plus 70 plus Q is 180. This is interior angles of a triangle. Therefore, Q is equal to 180 minus 70, so 10 minus 60, 55 degrees. Well, we're supposed to be able to get that. Who knows? So then R will have to be angles on a straight line, 180 minus 55, one straight line. Of course, it's going to draw a line instead of write a line. And then my notebook is not responding. So let me take questions. Oh, co-interior. Where did you use co-interior? Bam, bam. There's going to be one angle that's missing, but I'm going to unmute you and you're going to tell me how. Minus this is 30, so it's 125 degrees. R is 125 degrees, while this thing is disagreeing with me. Geometry people, give yourself a mark out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to have a statement and a reason to get a mark, okay? Let's go over to algebra. My notebook is still not responding. Ooh, Nathan got 5 out of 5. Matthew got 5 out of 5. Looks like we're doing good with geometry. Okay, here you're going to start off with 2x plus 4 equals 0, or x minus 3 equals 0. So 2x will equal negative 4, or x equals positive 3. You have to divide by 2, divide by 2, therefore x is negative 2, or x is 3. Okay, mark allocation for this, 1 for that, and the answer 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 marks. And then if you need to go, you can, but let me do this quickly. If you did the algebra, please don't go. I really would like to do the last one. Never mind. My notebook was like, forget. You're not going to do it. Chief, do you have a question? Let me take questions on my notebook is active now. Chief, do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hear.
Ma'am, for the geometry sum, ma'am, wouldn't you do angles of a triangle also?
That's what I did. That's what I used.
For
For what?
For N, Q, and P.
Yes, that's what I did. You see here, interior angles of a triangle.
Oh, I said 60 and 60 and 60 would equal 180.
Oh, no. Those things don't mean they are equal, okay? If this was an
Okay.
equilateral triangle, you would have to see this. You see what I just drew?
Yes.
So you can't assume it's an equilateral triangle. So they didn't tell us it was, so you can't assume it is. You have to use other angles.
Okay.
There we go. Bye, Ingen.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay. Let me do this last one quickly. It's going to be 3 to the power of x is equal to 27, because you divide by 2 on both sides. Jeez, guys, if you really have to go, you may, because this thing's taking forever to cooperate. X is 3. For B, x equals 3. Bye, Matthew. Geometry people, you are free to go. There we go. It's going to be 3x equals to 27. Therefore, 3 to the power of x is equal to 3 cubed. Therefore, x is 3. That is the end of my lesson officially. You guys may go. If you have questions, you may stay, but you're free to go and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, guys.